Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Ashleyna Loves Art and Soul. It has been a minute since I've uploaded a video. I've been working on this junk journal for a while, and it's a little bit more involved, and so yeah, it might be a little bit longer of a video. I decided I was going to do a series of two nautical themed junk journals. So this first one was like ships and maps and just more neutral, not girly, not manly, just kind of a neutral journal. I guess it does lean slightly more towards feminine just because of the lace, but other than that, it's a lot different, I think, than anything I've done before theme-wise. Okay, so this junk journal is roughly 9.5 by 6.5. It has 87 total pages, front and back. It has 3 signatures. And so the base I made from scratch. So yeah, I didn't like gut a book and use the cover. I made the cover from scratch, and then I covered the entire journal with a muslin type fabric, and then I layered on this really pretty faux leather looking paper that, you know, I ripped and distressed, and then I layered on the other fabric that you see here. I had 2 different types of fabric, this exact same color, and I just could not decide which one I wanted to use for the, you know, the front cover. And I had asked for people's opinions on Facebook, and I think that it was still pretty even on, you know, what everybody liked. A lot of people liked the flat looking fabric, and then a lot of people liked this lacy netting looking fabric, and I couldn't decide, so I decided that I was going to use both of them, this one for the front and this one for the back, which I will get to. And then this blue material here is really pretty, and it's actually an old curtain that I had in the past, and I just liked the material and thought that it went perfect for the theme that I had in mind. So after the fabric, then I chose the focal point image of this really pretty ship that I thought it was perfect. So I put that on, distressed, ripped the edges, and then a friend of mine from one of the junk journal groups I'm in sent me a rack with this material in it, and I'm not even sure what it is. The feeling is kind of similar to like a burlap type feeling, but it came on like a ribbon wheel, whatever you would want to call it. So it's not ribbon, obviously, but it is perfect. And the only thing I kind of had that mimicked like netting, you know, fish netting, and so I wrapped that around the entire front cover and all the way to the back cover. And this is the back cover, which I did the same thing with the fabric, muslin type fabric, then the brown faux leather type paper, and the feeling is just lovely. This journal cover is so just everything has a new type feeling to it, tactile, whatever. So yeah, then I put this orange lacy netting, and I kind of just let it hang off the edge, which I think looks kind of cool. And then I had these green fiber trim, or whatever it is. I'm horrible at remembering what things are called. And so I wanted it to look like there was just a bunch of sea creature stuff that kind of got trapped in this net. And I searched everything I had, hoping that I would have some sort of sea creature type charm. And of course I didn't. And the only thing I could think of was to make one myself, since I had the oven baked clay. And so I handmade a couple of different starfish in here. And I only had white clay, so then of course I had to paint it, which I actually did emboss for it's just really pretty heat embossing powder. I thought those starfish came out really cool, and it was just perfect. It's kind of really hard to make things, you know, the size of a nickel, you know, that actually look halfway decent. I've messed around with clay a little bit, but I am by no means an expert. I would consider myself really a beginner with that sort of thing, but I was happy with how they turned out, and yay, good time. So I also have collected a lot of those tumbled rocks that you find in gift stores that have, you know, they just have like a big container full of all these different tumbled polished rock gem type things, which I can't remember what they're called either. They're just really pretty shiny different types of rocks, and so I thought that went well. I used half a dozen or so of those, and then I live nearby the Rio Grande River, and we had recently been there, and I found probably a dozen excuse me, a dozen different shells, and so I thought that you know, that was great. These are, you know, they're cleaned obviously, but this is how they came out of the river. And so I have several of those in there, and I put a couple of pearl beads inside a couple of them, along with just a couple of different blue gems for a pop of color. This is like a ship window, and I thought it looked pretty cool to kind of have that on the back, like you're looking out the window on a ship. And yeah, so that is the back cover. I hope that I didn't forget anything. Oh, I wrapped some ropey looking twine on the edge, and then just some little messy looking fibers on the edge of the twine. And yeah, it looked cool. My husband had said that I needed to cut a hole in this orangey fabric, that way the window wouldn't sit on top of the fabric, but I just couldn't picture it looking how I wanted that way, and so I went with my own gut and just didn't cut the fabric. So who knows, I'm not sure if that was the correct decision or not. Probably just some people like it one way and some people like it the other. So here is a little bead tassel that I also did some clay charms for, and have an anchor that I painted blue, and then like a purling effect over it. And then here is a little shell, and another little shell, and I put glossy accents over the top of all of the clay charms. Anyways, I think they came out pretty decent, and yeah, I don't think they're too delicate, but you know, as with any beautiful piece of art, junk journal art, you're not going to be, you know, being super rough with anything like this, so I think that it's fine. And then these are just some shell beads, and they're really pretty. Okay, the closure, I'm not 100% happy with. I wish I would have made a different decision, but I had it in my mind that leather would be a good closure, so I used 2 different colored leather ropes, and then I just rope braided it, so it also looked like an actual rope. And the color does kind of match, like a rusty orange brown with blue, which is kind of the color theme in this journal, but it's just, I don't know, I just don't feel quite perfect about it, but it's there, and I can't do anything about it now, so, okay, there's 3 signatures in this, I think I said that. This first page is vellum that I distressed and put in as the first page, and you can see this other page through it, and I just think it looks cool. So there's a lot of journaling space in here. The first signature I have in here, in my vision, is that you would do your journaling and writing down stuff, and there's a few pockets in this first signature that, you know, you could stuff notes or journaling cards or whatever. But yeah, so I'll get to the rest, but this first signature is more for actual journaling. So we have this pocket here that I weaved some what the heck is it called? Floss? And just a small little tuck spot with a couple little beads on the end, a couple little pieces of ephemera. I love all the old map pictures and stuff in here. And then I have 2 coffee dyed pages in between each decorative page. And there's another pocket with that awesome faux leather paper that I think used the last of finally, so bummer. Here's a little bookmark or tag, and then just little bits of ephemera put in here. And we have our 2 pages. I'll get to this in just a moment. Here I have a little flip out, tuck spot. Oh, I'm not getting out of frame here. Sorry. Okay, and then this flips out here. And then what I tucked in here. Just a little picture. Cute. Okay. And then this is just an altered paper clip. Another couple pieces of ephemera. 2 pages. This is a map that I printed on vellum. And a little journaling card. I think this little vellum pocket is just so cool. I love it. Okay. We have another little pocket journaling card. Another couple pages, and I just popped in this picture of a ship. Another little pocket made out of burlap and a little wood piece that was a wooden flower, but I broke it in half and then put a button on it, and then a couple more little pieces of ephemera. I like this quote. Remember that life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Of course, everybody probably loves that one. And then this is the middle of the first signature. These are some of the cutoffs that were paper I used for inside this journal, and I will also put this over here because that has to do with this other little pack of paper, and like I said, yeah, I'll get to that. Anyways, I ripped up the edges of this this page, and then I adhered this map and made it into a little pocket. Have some beads on the strings from sewing in the signatures, and another pocket. This is also a image printed on vellum. It's pretty dark though, so you can't see a whole lot through this one, but it's still cool. And then just a couple little pieces for interest. Oh my goodness, I had to turn the air conditioner off in here because it's just too loud when I'm recording a video. But man, is it hot. Okay, this is my favorite image in here. I don't know if I mentioned, but the paper I used mostly in this journal is from Ciao Bella, and it's the, what is it called? Les Republique, I think. And here's another little pocket with some ephemera. This is another vellum piece I printed on. Here is the other side to the map that I did the same thing with. Here's another little envelope I made with goodies in it, and I will get to that in a moment as well. Just another couple little tuck spots and some cool tag and ephemera pieces. Just putting a little bit of layers of fabric and fibers. Okay, and then we have this pocket. Have a little journaling card and a little folder, journaling folder, I guess. And this one actually has a secret little tag you could pull out here. You may not even know. You might just think it's a tab, you know. And so, yeah, you pull it out, write something secret. Okay. All right, and this is the last vellum page of the first signature. Like I said, the first signature is in my vision for journaling and writing down memories and whatnot. And then the middle signature is more heavy-duty type paper that I thought would be good for art journaling. So the entire middle signature is just heavy-duty paper to art journal on. And then the last signature is actually one of my envelope journals. And I didn't originally plan to sew this in. I planned to make it just like an insert, but then I decided that I would rather have it in here permanently. So I decided to sew it in as a signature as well. And so since this was originally not going to be permanent, I used that same image, which I told you was probably my favorite out of the whole paper pack that I mentioned. So the spine is that muslin fabric that I've inked and distressed, and then some more twine that I kind of just coiled on the spine. And so my vision for this last signature is for like the scrapbooking, like photo album / scrapbooking. And so they're all envelopes, and they all open, so you can stash other pictures inside and whatever pictures that you would want to put on top of the pages. But like I said, yeah, you could put other pictures and whatnot inside. And so these are all just really pretty images, background type images, so I think pictures would look really good sitting on top of these. Here's the middle and little bead on the signature string. And then there we have the back and the inside cover, and that's it. So yeah, I hope this was inspiring to some of you guys out there that watch my channel. I put a lot of work into this one, and I think it's definitely one of my better journals that I've made so far. I think I'm up around 25, 30 journals under my belt, something like that. Oh, that's right. So this other stuff that I had just kind of tucked inside, like I said, is some of the cutoffs that I thought were big enough to, still be used. And since this journal, people or the user might decide they want to, put other stuff in, any other kind of decorating, or, just when they're scrapbooking in the envelope journal signature. So I thought that it would be neat to just include some extra little bits that would match for decorating. And then in here, in this little envelope, is just a little package that has a little bit of sari silk that matches these colors here, the blue and orangey. You might be able to see a little bit through there. And then just some other fibers, and this material, and just a couple other little bits of stuff to add in the buttons there. So yeah, this one went along into a pocket in there, that vellum pocket, and then this other little scrap bundle. So yeah, that is it. I guess I decided I'm gonna go ahead and just give a sneak peek real quick of the second journal in this series of 2 nautical journals, and I just got this put together last night. This paper, oh gosh, it's so beautiful. This is one of the first papers that I found when I discovered the wonderful world of junk journaling. And I was out of town on vacation with my family, and I found this. It's handmade paper, and I can't remember where it's from, but it's not from our country. I want to say like Italy or something, but gosh, it's just so pretty, and it's like metallic-y and sparkly and grungy, and it's just so beautiful. It was very expensive, so I couldn't get that much. But I made, I think, my 3rd journal that I was making for my mom with this paper, and I've just been hoarding the rest ever since because I wanted it to be for the perfect project. And this next journal I'm doing is going to be more exclusively mermaid journal, and I have a focal image in mind, and this paper will go perfectly with it, along with the papers, the paper theme that I've chosen. So yeah, this one's just 2 signatures, and just basically the same kind of idea as that one's, the one I showed you, the first signature. Just pretty paper, and then 2, pretty paper, and then 2, and yeah, it's really pretty. I really love this color. And then the very last page is the back of a mermaid, which I thought was pretty perfect. So yeah, all I've done is gotten the signature sewn in, and gotten the cover, paper cover for the cover put on, and I have to put another paper down here, which I haven't gotten to yet, and here, and then start working, start decorating. So there's a little sneak peek of that. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. The day I am recording this is Thursday the 11th, and it's currently 4:20. What do you know? So yeah, thank you for watching my videos, and if you find anything that I have shown you inspiring, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like to subscribe. So everybody have a great day, and until next time.